Alright, y'all, it's one of those evenings out here where you can barely breathe because it's 70 degrees and really humid out. So yeah, I'm going to be coming to you live here, talking about some amazing life-changing facts about chickens. However, sorry if my voice gets off during this video at all. You can barely breathe out here. Alright, so fact number one here is going to be that you don't actually need to put water in their chicken coop. Now, I know what you're thinking, oh, that's just going to hurt them. Well, if you have an automatic coop door, as I said a lot in my videos, lets them out around sunrise and puts them away at sunset, well, you should be good to go, because when the automatic coop door lets them out, they should already have the water provided for them. And when that happens, you see, the chickens, they don't need water overnight, because they're not going to be jumping off the roost bars at 4 in the morning just to get some water. They're sound asleep at 4 a.m., but they wake up at like 5:30. But this will save a huge hassle. You could also do this with ducks. That's a lot more life-saving with ducks. With chickens, that'll keep the mess at a reasonable level, because of course no one wants to clean up messes, because cleaning up messes is probably the worst thing possible. And this way you can limit cleaning up the chicken coop to only about once a week. Yeah, you can actually do that. Alright, so this one's just calculated by me, so this one might be a little less accurate, but it still helps a lot. So if you build an automatic chicken coop, or, you know, you can use a tractor, or sometimes even just like your bare hands if it's small enough, move it to a new location, along with the chicken run if possible. But what if I were to tell you that this actually helps them out a whole lot? So there could be stress, or there could be limited greens or other stuff in the area where they were in, especially if they're there for longer than a month. You'll notice the egg production seems to go really high for the first couple of weeks. And at the end of those couple of weeks, you'll notice it tends to drop off slow but steadily, and eventually it'll just drop off completely. So you need to move them, or else that will go down. Now, of course, during the winter, there's no way to stop them from not laying eggs. The only way to do that would be a very risky way, and that would be to heat up the chicken coop. First of all, that can burn down the chicken coop, and second of all, that can cause some extremely bad diseases like egg yolk peritonitis and other unexplainable stuff. So yeah, that's what you need to help keep your chickens moving eggs throughout the summer. And also, if you notice you get a lot of flooding in the summer like I did last year, not this year, this year was really dry, and that sort of helped the chickens out. But when you notice that, you'll notice that the chickens will be like a lot more happier in an area with a lot taller greens and a lot more bugs. So try to scout for a good area next time you're moving chickens. Alright, so this one's gonna be a big one, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna be like, wow, I didn't know this. Especially if you're brand new with chickens, but if you've been raising chickens for maybe a couple months now, you probably know this already. So that's why I'm going to add a bonus fact here. So, you might notice that sometimes, you know, you're going to have a little bit of issues putting away the chickens at first. Now, you'll be like, oh, this is just going to go on forever. And while those days do seem to drag on, well, you have to potentially putting away tens of chickens at once. And you know, we once had to put away 30 chickens, and with 6 of us, it took literally almost 2.5 hours to do. So yeah, you will have to leave them in the chicken coop. So you see, if you want to get them used to the coop, you need to keep them in there for 72 hours without opening up the door. But of course, during the 72 hours, you can keep the water in the chicken coop because, well, that's what they need. And also food. This is going to be the only time when you're going to have to clean it out drastically. And yeah, so if you notice any of this, that's pretty cool. If you notice any of this, that's really hard to deal with. I don't know why I said that's pretty cool, but you know, it's one of the easiest ways to deal with it. Easy, just set this up and get them in there for 72 to 98 hours, not 112 like I was about to say for some reason. Anyways, yeah, let's go on to the bonus tip, because, well, a lot of you are not really new, and a lot of OGs here. Alright, so if it's been a little bit since your last thorough chicken coop cleanup, then you might notice that your egg production with chickens is declining. Even if you just moved them to a new area, there are several driving factors as to what does this. Now, this bonus tip will cover all the ways to get chickens back into egg-laying habits. I'm going to have to do this really quickly, and this is going to be really hard when it's like 70 degrees and 101% humidity. It's not 101%, it's like 85%. But here you go. So basically, you have a thorough chicken coop clean. And even if you just skip over it for like maybe 3 or 4 days, you might notice that since they crap a lot in their chicken coop, you'll notice that it's just going to be really dirty, and you'll notice that you might go from like 8 to 12 eggs per day in a flock of 1 dozen chickens all the way down to maybe 3 to 6. Alright, so before I move on to the next one, just want you to click subscribe, just a quick 5-second interruption. Alright, so if you notice there's like hawks and other stuff there, the chickens might be shutting down for a brief period of time to deal with stress. That's when you know, oh, I should move them to a new area, and you know, that's what you need to do. So watch your chicken signs too. And also, if you notice that there's And if you notice there's something wrong with the chicken coop, especially if it's going to be in like the 30s overnight, but chickens usually still lay eggs when it's that cold at night, but you notice the windows are open, there's like a crack in the chicken coop that's going to cause this air to get in there. You should seal it up, because that's what the chickens need. Yeah, that required a lot of breath to make this video.